Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Maria, and today I wanted to share with you guys a quick story of the time that I got hit by a car on my way back to my friends from 7-Eleven. And I wanted to tell this story while I'm getting ready. I'm gonna do my makeup real quick. I'm not a makeup guru, so I'm not trying to say that I know how to do my makeup perfect or anything, you know. I wanted to do something while I was telling the story. Now, when I tell you that I feel dumb every time I tell this story, I feel dumb every time I tell this story. But let me tell you why. So I just put lotion on my face, and I just use Cetaphil lotion, moisturizer, whatever. So when I was 16 or 17, I was a very naive child, and I would ditch school to go hang out with a group of friends that I had at that time, and basically we would just go smoke and drink, because like I said, I was a very, very naive child. I regret it now. I'm 21 now. I regret, you know, not graduating, and I regret being wild, I guess. But I mean, I can't go back and change what happened. So yeah, and I would ditch school and I would go hang out with this group of friends who were older than me. I was like 16, 17, and they were like already 20, you know, 20 and up. And this group of friends, 3 of them were siblings, and one was like a friend who was living with them and then would move out. So practically he was like a sibling to them too, but they weren't blood siblings. Like, they weren't blood related. But 3 of them were blood siblings. Further along the story, like, you guys need to know why. That was important, that was relevant. So yeah, one day I was over, and yeah, we were hanging out, we had hung out all day. It was getting a bit dark, so it was getting late, you know. And I, being the fat girl that I am, I wanted to go to 7-Eleven to get some snacks and like a cold drink or something. I asked the people that I was hanging out with that day if they wanted to come, and I can't remember why they couldn't. They just couldn't go. So to me, I'm very stubborn. I'm like, hey, why don't I go by myself? I always do my eyebrows first, but I'm gonna do them after the end. By the way, I'm using this foundation, the L'Oreal Infallible up to 24-hour fresh wear. I ran out, so I'm running out of that, and I ran out of my concealer, which is from that brand. It's the L'Oreal Infallible concealer. Don't mind the fan. I need the fan because it's really hot in here, and I need it to do my makeup. So if you hear like that background noise, that's what it is. I grab my purse and I grab my sweater, I put my sweater on, and I head out the door. I'm heading out, and so where they were staying at, it was their house, and then 2 little streets, you know, 1 to 2 for the cars would go that way, and the other one where the cars would go this way. And in the middle of those 2 streets was like the light rail station. You would wait for the light rail. So I went and I waited for the light rail, because the 7-Eleven was like a light or 2 down the street. It's weird to explain. I hope you guys understand like where I was at, or where I'm trying to say. I get to 7-Eleven, I get off the light rail, I buy hot Cheetos and some snacks, and I buy a Gatorade, and I head up to pay, you know. And before I head out of 7-Eleven, I put my hot Cheetos in my purse and the other stuff that I bought inside my purse. But I didn't put my Gatorade. So the whole time that I decided to walk back, I'm holding the Gatorade in my hand. And this is a part that I tell you guys that I feel really, really dumb when I explain this story. Well, one of the parts. I don't know why I didn't wait for the light rail to head back. Like, I didn't get on it to save time, because maybe in my head at the moment I thought, you know what, why am I gonna wait for it if I could just walk down or up the street to my friend's house, you know? I don't know why. Honestly, this is why I feel dumb every time I explain this stuff, and I end up walking back. So when I'm halfway there, not even halfway there, almost getting there, no, I would say halfway there, I kind of have to cross a crosswalk, you know. But it wasn't a crosswalk where you push the button and you have to wait for the walk symbol, whatever, to pop up. It was more like the ones where like the cars are going straight, you know, and then it's like a crosswalk where like the cars have a chance to like turn to the right, you know, and they have to yield or like stop if there's a person crossing. I don't know if you guys can understand what I'm talking about. Like, just visualize it, whatever. So yeah, so the car, I guess, was trying to go to the right, and I had to cross, you know, to go straight. And mind you, it's dark now. By this time, it's already nighttime. So I turned this way, and I could see the car. Like, the car still hasn't even, like, turned to the right yet. So I see it, and I'm assuming, like, you know, you obviously slow down. You could see, like, you could see a person crossing, you know. So I don't know why. I should have been more careful, but I ended up, like, I crossed it. Like, this is why I feel dumb. I didn't wait for the car to stop. And the thing is, I did glance one more time, and I seen the car coming slow, turning right now, like already turning right, but like slow. So in my head I thought, you know, he's gonna stop. Like, there's no way he can miss me. There's no way you can miss me, you know? So I turned back, and that's when I felt something hit me on the side. And I remember just flying, and when I tell you that I feel like I experienced that saying that people say, oh, your life flashes before your eyes, I mean, I feel like I experienced that, because while I was flying in the air, I could have sworn I seen the cars that were going straight, like, passing by really slow, like it didn't feel like I flew and hit the ground like right away. Like, I had enough time to like see a lot, like the whole traffic, like, you know what I mean? And then I hit the ground. So once I'm already on the ground, I don't know if I was like in shock still or something, because when I hit the ground, I didn't get up right away. Like I kind of just stayed there, like laying down, like what the hell just happened, you know? And then finally I get up, and when I get up, I try to find my purse, and my purse flew feet away from me. My Gatorade that I was holding in my hand, like, was the complete opposite direction of my purse. Like, it was weird. It was the driver from that car that hit me. He got out of the car. He hadn't even gotten out of the car when I was like waiting, like on the floor, like in shock. He still hadn't hopped out of the car. You know, right away I started yelling, you know, like, what the heck, you know, like, watch where you're going, like, how did you miss me, you know? I was just going off, to be honest, because I was still like I don't know, the adrenaline, I don't know what it was. I contour my face with the same brand that I use as my foundation and my concealer, but I get a darker shade. And basically when I seen the driver, it was like an older man, probably maybe in his 60s, and the look on his face was like, damn, like, I feel like he was more in shock than I was. Like, I don't know, this is my mom. When I told my mom the story, my mom thinks that maybe he was texting, but maybe he was distracted in his car, like doing something in his car, which is why he still didn't stop. Like, he was going slow, but he was still going at a speed where, like, for some reason I flew. Like, when he hit me, basically he's over here more in shock than I was, so he's telling me, you know, are you okay, you know, do you need an ambulance, do you need to go to the hospital, do you feel like pain? When he offered to call the ambulance, I said no, and I just didn't want to go to the hospital because, I don't know, like I said, I was 16, 17, so I was a minor, already wasn't supposed to be going, you know, out and about. Plus, I think I had like drank or something. I was already like, you know, I just thought I was gonna get in trouble. It's just, I don't know, that's why I also feel stupid when I saw the story. So yeah, I'm getting ready to leave, and there's like, I guess another car had stopped behind him, and it was a young, like, guy, and he got out, and that's when I kind of started heading like towards my friend, and he would like stop me, and by this time the other driver that had hit me, he went in his car and he had left. So then the other truck that had stopped, you know, he told me like, are you okay, you know, the same thing that the driver who had hit me told me. Like, he's like, well, do you need a ride somewhere? And the other driver didn't offer me a ride. So if the other driver would offer me a ride, then I would have told him, you know, yeah, just please drop me off somewhere, you know, but he didn't. So I tell this younger guy, you know, yeah, could you drop me off with my friends? And he was like, yeah, sure. So then he took me, right? So he drops me off, and, you know, he tells me like, oh, you know, be careful, like, really be careful, you know, look at your surroundings. Because I was telling him the story on the way there. And when he drops me off, I don't go in right away to my friend. My adrenaline had like gone down, so like that's when like I started to shake from like anxiety or nervousness. I don't know what it was. And I was talking to her on the phone, like I couldn't even hold the phone to my ear because my hand was like shaking like this. And my mom got hecka scared, you know, and she told me, well, did you stay? Did you get checked out? When I told her no, she like went off on me, like, you're stupid. Like, she just went off. She was yelling at me and everything. So when she yelled at me, I kind of felt like really dumb, you know. So when I walked inside, my friends were like, damn, like, you took a long time, you know, we didn't think you were gonna take a long time. Like, never told them that I got hit by a car. That day I just remember, like, I was waiting for my mom to pick me up, and the whole time that I was waiting for her at my friend's house, like, I never told him anything, you know, because my mom is the one that made me feel really bad. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep this quiet. And what's funny is that after that had happened, like, weeks, even months after, I still would go and chill with them and hang out with them, and never brought it up. I ran out of all my makeup because of quarantine. I haven't really gone to the store to re-up on anything. All the beauty sponges that I use are damp, so I feel like this store is all over the place, and the makeup thing's all over the place. I'm so sorry. And so yeah, so no, I never told him anything. And I would go weeks, even months after. And then eventually we just kind of fell off. I started doing my own thing. They started doing their own thing. And yeah, I never really would talk to them. I had one of them on Facebook, but we like would never message each other or anything. Until one day, I went on Facebook. I logged in Facebook, and I saw a girl post a link to like a news article thing, and she had captioned it actually like, rest in peace so and so, so and so. And that's when like my heart dropped. Like, when I read the news article, it had said that a drunk driver was driving on a highway and he had lost control of the vehicle and had swerved. In total, it was a number of 6 passengers, I believe, including him, you know, in the car. And only him and his front passenger survived. And from the back seat, 2 of them flew out of the car, and another 2, I think, died inside the car. And I don't know if you guys recall the 3 siblings and the 1 friend that I mentioned earlier in the story. Well, basically 2 of the 3 siblings passed away, and the friend passed away. And I just think that's crazy. Like, that just, it was like crazy because it was people who I hung out with, you know, and like I have really good memories with them, and I know their mom. Like, they had 2 little sisters. It's just really sad. It's really sad. I will continue to pray for their souls and everything, and I hope they're up there, you know. It's just crazy. This is the powder that I use. And then this is the bronzer I'm using, the NYX. I just use like a brush like this to do my bronzer. Highlighter, I just use the FX glitter drops. And I go over the glitter with the ColourPop in Super Shock Cheek. What sucks about it is that the driver had gotten a DUI prior to that accident. Like, before, like in 2019, he had gotten pulled over because he was driving recklessly, and he got a DUI. So I guess when you get a DUI, they put something in your car. They didn't do that to him. So I feel like the system, or like the police, whatever, I feel like they could have avoided that accident if they would have done what they had to do. I didn't mention what I used for my eyebrows because I just used any regular brown eyeshadow. That's just what I use. And eyeshadows are from the palette. I just didn't want to show it because it's all busted up, but it's from the Modern Renaissance Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I use the shade, it says Raw Sienna or Rice Sienna, and Burnt Orange for my eyelids. And then the white I used Tempera, and then for the inner corners I used a different shadow line. So I'm done. Basically I just put eyelashes on from AliExpress, and I put red lipstick on. And it's in my hair. Thank you guys for sticking around. The moral of the story was, please don't drink and drive. Please look at your surroundings. And I'm sorry the story was all over the place. It is my first video, so I will be, uploading more. And yeah, thank you for watching. I kind of forgot to add that the driver who was driving the car in which my friends were killed in, He actually, I'm not sure what happened to him, but from the last time that I read about him, that he was gonna get 4 counts of murder charges in the crash. I only knew 3 people of the 4 people who passed away. Every time I keep saying that, oh, in my story that I should have gotten checked out, it's because after I got hit, that same weekend, I used to work with my mom at an event planning service company, and I started noticing that the side, like on my hip where I got hit, like my lower hip, sometimes it would lock. Like, it's after like working and stuff, and not even now, like even after like months after, or a year after, even now, like now that I'm 21, it's really bad. And I feel like if I would have gotten checked out, then maybe something would have, like, they would have found that, like, oh, maybe, you know, I hurt something, because I'm telling you, it gets so painful that I feel like crying, and it's only when it locks. So like I'll be fine, and then I'll move a certain way or something, and it starts to lock, you know what I mean? But yeah.
I'm sipping on you like some fine wine, though. When it's over, I press rewind.